Hello everybody, Ed0626 here, bringing you for the first time Marita in Battlefield 5. Now I know I'm about 5 to 6 days late on the whole map's release and getting my review out, but as I always like to say, it's better late than never. But I do have a lot of thoughts about this map. Some of them are kind of the same as a lot of the general community here on the or at least the Battlefielders on YouTube. If you guys have any thoughts on the map, please leave them down below. If you're unaware, this is the second and I think the last map that focuses on the whole Greek Balkans front, which is kind of a shame because I actually learned about the whole Balkans part of the war in college, my last semester of college. And it was really interesting, and it's a shame that it seems like these two maps are going to be the maps that are dedicated to it. I think they could, if DICE wanted to, they might want to add one or two more in the future. That's just my personal opinion. But other than that, I mean, this is a very good map. You know, I still think out of the two, Mercury is the better one, and I think Mercury is personally the best map in the whole game. But this is not a terrible map. I enjoy it. I think it's a really beautiful map in terms of the colors and the whole sunset scape and all that shit. The mountainsides and of course, on the map itself and in like the background parts of the map that you see. It's a really beautiful map. It gives you a good idea of the whole Greek mountains and whatnot. But that's just how I feel about that. 6 flags on Conquest, and I'm not a fan of maps on Conquest that are, you know, even number of flags, just for the fact that, I don't know, man, I just hate how games can drag if that shit happens where, say, a team has 3 flags and we have 3 flags. I feel like it drags at some point. I feel like Conquest should always have an odd number of flags because something's got to give. And sometimes these games can last a little bit shorter, but that's just my personal opinion. Anyway, in terms of the map itself, I don't know why, but this map reminds me a lot of Caporetto from Battlefield 1. And if you guys remember from the Apocalypse DLC, which is really enjoyable for the most part, this map sort of has a similar layout, and it kind of has a similar look with the Italian mountains and whatnot. So those, I don't know why, but it just reminds me of Caporetto from Battlefield 1. I don't know if I might be the only one that thinks that, but let me know what you think down in the comment section about that below. I also feel like the map itself is sort of laid out that way in terms of like the outline of it. So I think one of my biggest problems with the map, for me, is how much vaulting or climbing over obstacles you have to do in this map, especially in the village areas. The village areas is where this is really prevalent by B and A and E and F on both sides of the map. C and D, it doesn't matter so much for C and D, but it matters more so on the spawn flags. But it's just really annoying having to climb over every single fucking thing to get to where you want to be. That's just my personal opinion. I don't know. For me, it's a lot of button smashing and trying to climb over shit. And it just, to me, I don't want to say it ruins the gameplay, but it's just like, oh, I gotta climb over another thing, that sort of thing. Again, going back to the layout of the map, I think it's unique, but I feel like how the map is laid out, where it's kind of like a U or an L-esque shape, sort of like a U and an L. It's got like a curve to it in the midpoint of the map, but there's like a little bottleneck area where the British team can easily be spawn trapped. I personally have only had that happen to me once. I don't know about any of you guys watching this video, but it's happened to me once. I'm not a huge fan of it. It's definitely frustrating, especially if the enemy team has majority flags going into E and F in the village area on the British side, but that's just me. Oh, really quick about this gameplay. This shit, I don't know what it was, but this is insane. So I die, and I'm waiting for someone to revive me. Of course, I thought there was a good portion of people on the flag itself, so I'm like, oh yeah, I'll get revived. All of a sudden, this happens. The enemy team and my team converges onto each other, and it's just an absolute fucking war for about 5 seconds. And I'm sitting here looking at this, and I'm like, Holy shit, I gotta include that in the review video. Anyway, that's a little tidbit there for you guys. Oh, by the way, pro tip, breakthrough, LMG. Use this spot I'm at right here after A is captured. Really easy to kill enemies. Speaking of that, it's also a head glitch. There's a lot of those on this map. This map is easily head glitch galore when it comes to flags, or not flags, when it comes to the village areas. And I know Jack Frags mentioned this on his Across the Battlefield gameplay. He thought it was annoying. I personally think it's annoying as well. MMG bipod is definitely another thing that's really friendly on this map. I'm using the LMG, I'm using the Lewis gun, but either way, the same thing occurs, where it's just MMGs laying down, sniping you, or melting you and lasering you from across the map. Very frustrating on certain points. I'd say I notice this the most on D-Flag, because it has that really steep and high up cliff. I don't know if it's on the flag itself, or close to it. But that's where I've noticed a lot of my MMG deaths coming from. I don't know about you guys, but it's really annoying, in my opinion. And the last but not least thing I want to mention before this video ends is the colors and the camouflage of the map. Now, I know, for the record, I do think the map looks great in terms of colors. It's a little tonal for my taste. It seems like a lot of this map is the same color, which is like orangey, yellow, somewhat green. I don't know. It's hard to tell because I'm colorblind, to be honest with you. But the one thing I've noticed that is frustrating for me is the British team. And because of the colors of the map and the fall-looking colors and just how the British team's outfits come across in the game, I find it incredibly annoying when I run past a British enemy and he's there, but I don't see him. I don't, because my eyes are bad, because my eyesight's pretty bad even when I have glasses or contacts in, but I could still see. I could still see really good, just as much as I can see my death screen right now. It's still pretty clear. But for some reason, I walk past enemies thinking, where the fuck did this guy come from? Notice he's a British soldier, and say to myself, oh, that's why, because he fucking blends into, like, that little bush over there. Now, like I said, that might just be the color blindness kicking in, but for me, that's another issue with the map. I feel like the Germans definitely have the disadvantage when it comes to being seen on the map, because a lot of their outfits are white, gray, that sort of thing, which makes them really, really easy for them to see, especially if you're a British soldier and you're like, oh, look, I can see these guys perfectly clear. Maybe not so much in other parts of the map. Excuse me. But I don't know, it's just me, but the British soldiers really blend in, and that's a test to how tonal and more or less similar color that they are in the game with the map itself. So that's all I got for you guys today. All in all, I don't hate this map. I quite frankly really enjoy it. It's probably one of the better maps DICE have released, and one of the better maps in the game itself, despite some of the issues it has. But I still think Mercury is the better map out of the two Greek maps we've gotten. Of course, when Al Sundan eventually comes out for Conquest, I'll do my full review on that, even though I did my TDM review already. I just feel like I really want to experience the map on bigger game modes to really make an opinion on the map itself. So anyway, my name is Ed0626. Let me know what you think about Marita down in the comments section below. Do feel free to hit me up on social media. All that shit is located in the description. And click on any link you want. Follow me on anything you want. Don't really give a shit. You can also listen to my radio show, which will be going on for the remainder of the summer up until about the beginning of September, I think. And until the next time, my name is Ed0626. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. I'll see you guys on the next one. Have a great day.